Let's get to the big breaking news coming in from Maharashtra. Even as the BJP has gone ahead with their campaign of Ek Hai to Safe Hai, you've got the Congress continuing with their claim that they will ensure a caste census. Not just that, Rahul Gandhi is now vowed that the 50% reservation cap will be scrapped. Now, this even as Prime Minister Modi has continued to say in his speeches that the Congress wants to end reservation, the Congress wants to divide and rule. So the caste showdown continuing between Prime Minister Modi and Rahul Gandhi in battleground Maharashtra.
आरक्षण का लाभ लेने वाले एससी, एसटी, ओबीसी के खिलाफ कांग्रेस कैसी भाषा का इस्तेमाल करती है। अब आज जब दलित, हमारे ओबीसी, हमारे आदिवासी एकजुट हो रहे हैं तो ये कांग्रेस वाले सबसे ज्यादा परेशान हैं। उन्हें लगता है अगर पिछड़ा समाज ओबीसी एक हो जाएगा, अगर शेड्यूल कास्ट एससी दलित समाज एक हो जाएगा, एसटी हमारा आदिवासी भाई बहन एक हो जाएंगे तो शाही खानदान को कुर्सी कैसे मिलेगी। इसलिए कांग्रेस अब दलित, पिछड़ा, आदिवासी को छोटे छोटे टुकड़ों में बिखेरने का षड्यंत्र कर रही है। एक जाति को दूसरी जाति से लड़ाकर दलितों के टुकड़े हो जाए, आदिवासियों के टुकड़े हो जाए, ओबीसी के टुकड़े हो जाए, ऐसा पाप कर्म करने के लिए कांग्रेस एक नया खेल खेल रही है।
So those are some of the highlights of the Prime Minister's message accusing the Congress of divide and rule. He was speaking in Solapur just some time ago, where again he's claimed that the Congress wants to end reservation. This at a time when Rahul Gandhi has vowed that if the Mahavikas Aghadi comes to power in Maharashtra, the first thing they will do is go ahead and scrap the 50% reservation limit, saying that they will take the legal route to do this. Is that even possible is of course a question, but Rahul Gandhi promising that this will be done in Maharashtra, along with the promise that there will be a caste census that's conducted in the state. So clearly you're seeing that the narrative is being set on two things, on caste and on constitution right now in Maharashtra, with the top campaign faces of both the Congress and the BJP going after each other on these issues. And on Constitution too, there's an all-out showdown. Let's tell you what exactly Rahul Gandhi has said and the Prime Minister's retort as well. Rahul Gandhi, repeatedly holding up the Constitution book in his rallies, has claimed now that the Prime Minister hasn't even read the Constitution. There's no mention of hatred in the Constitution, is what Rahul Gandhi has said, and has said that the Prime Minister doesn't respect the Samvidhan. Let's play out for you what Rahul Gandhi has said in his rally in Maharashtra.
इसमें कहीं लिखा हुआ है क्या कि हमें एक दूसरे को मारना चाहिए, गाली देनी चाहिए? इसमें लिखा है क्या? मुझे दिखा दो कहां लिखा है इसमें कहां लिखा है कि गरीब लोगों को दबाया जाना चाहिए, किसानों को सही दाम नहीं दिया जाना चाहिए? इसमें कहां लिखा है? हाँ, तो प्रधानमंत्री जी ने इस किताब को, मैं गारंटी लिख के कह रहा हूं, प्रधानमंत्री जी ने इस किताब को पढ़ा तक नहीं है। क्योंकि अगर प्रधानमंत्री ने यह किताब पढ़ी होती तो जो इस किताब के अंदर लिखा है उसकी रिस्पेक्ट करते।
Clearly, the political discourse in Maharashtra, like I said, is about constitution and caste, and in some cases downright ugly, because you've got all sorts of name-calling with each political rival essentially calling the other a dog and whatnot. So you've got abuses, taunts flying thick and fast in Maharashtra, and clearly that tells you how this is a polarized fight to the finish.
state of war, Maharashtra is booming, and it's BJP's "Batenge Katenge" slogan that has become the big flashpoint. At the center of this showdown are Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge and UP Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath.
अरे मुख में राम और बगल में छुरी कितने दिन चलाएंगे? मैंने उसी लिए परसों बम्बई में मीटिंग हुई थी तो कहा, भाई एक काम करो, दो नहीं कर सकते आप, क्योंकि जो साधु संत होता है वो सबके लिए होता है, बाटो काटो में क्यों जा रहे हैं?
खड़गे जी, मैं एक योगी हूं और एक योगी के लिए देश पहले होता है, राजनीतिक स्वार्थ बाद में। यही अंतर है एक योगी में और आप में कि मेरे लिए देश पहले है, क्योंकि मेरे नेता मोदी जी ने हमें यही बताया।
Campaigning in Chandrapur, Maharashtra, Prime Minister Modi came down heavily on the Congress, reiterating that the party is trying to divide castes.
हमें एकजुट रहना है और इसलिए मेरा तो आपसे एक ही आग्रह है, हम एक रहेंगे तो सेफ रहेंगे। आपकी एकता टूट जाए, ये कांग्रेस का खतरनाक खेल है।
The Prime Minister's "Ek hai to safe hai" war cry has been countered by the Congress chief.
बाटो काटो में क्यों जा रहे हैं? हाँ? इधर लोगों को बोलते हैं बटेंगे तो कटेंगे, ये साधु का काम है। हमारा स्लोगन एक ही है, हम डरेंगे तो मरेंगे, इसीलिए हम डरने वाले नहीं हैं।
From caste to name calling, the political discourse in Maharashtra is fully polarized. Vote jihad to dharma yudh, dog to razakars. The war of words is escalating.
अरे औरंगजेब तो आक्रमणकारी था, उसने हम पर आक्रमण किया था, इसलिए सुन ले ओवैसी, कुत्ता भी ना पेशाब करेगा औरंगजेब की पहचान पर। अब तो तिरंगा लहराएंगे पूरे पाकिस्तान पर।
मैं पूछना चाहता हूं, क्या अकोला जिले के ओबीसी के लोग आप बीजेपी को वोट करोगे जो तुमको कुत्ता बोलते हैं? नहीं। आप बीजेपी को कुत्ता बनाने का समय आ गया है, बीजेपी को कुत्ता बनाने का समय आ गया है।
Will the voters buy this rhetoric? We will know on 23rd of November. Bureau Report, India Today.
All right, so we'll be tracking all the big updates that come in from Maharashtra. Remember, the state of Maharashtra polls at a single phase on November 20th. Let's talk about what's expected tomorrow, because Jharkhand, at least half of Jharkhand, will be polling, as will Wayanad. Let's talk about Jharkhand first. How this is a high-stake battle. Several questions, answers of which we will get in the days to come, but the voters will decide first on the tribal vote. Who will seal the tribal vote? We've seen both sides wooing the tribals, offering them all sorts of sops in their manifesto. Who will get the tribal vote? That could be the clincher. The infiltration narrative that the BJP has been peddling, with Home Minister Amit Shah even suggesting that an anti-infiltration law could be brought in. Will that narrative actually work on the ground? Can the BJP counter the impact of the Soren government's Maya Yojana, which is an outreach to women? And we know how crucial the women vote really is in every single state, in every election. Now, after the jail stint, and Hemant Soren has referred to this repeatedly in his speech, is there a sympathy vote that is with Soren after the jail stint? He became back as the chief minister, is out on bail. The BJP says he's going back to jail very soon. But that's been also one of the big issues discussed this election. And finally, Yogi Adityanath in Jharkhand repeatedly said, "Batenge to katenge." Will that narrative actually work on ground? Because it's something that even the Prime Minister has spoken about repeatedly in his rallies. So in Jharkhand, 81 seats up for grabs. In phase one, it's 43 seats that are polling. So let's tell you essentially what to watch out for in Jharkhand. What are the areas and regions that will be polling tomorrow? To take a look at phase one, essentially when you look at Jharkhand, there are a couple of regions that you need to be familiar with. In phase one, 43 seats, there are about 3 regions, that of Kolan, of Chota Nagpur and Palamu. that are voting. If you look at the breakdown of just phase 1, so it's essentially this area that's voting, not so much East Jharkhand, but the rest that is in fact voting tomorrow. So if you look at the breakdown last time around, it was in fact the India bloc, and this is a breakdown, of course, of the JMM, the Congress and the RJD. The JMM managed to bag 17 of these seats. So you can see the distribution here largely in south, which is also the Kolan region, and across this particular part too. As far as the NDA's breakdown is concerned, remember that the BJP was the single largest party in Jharkhand, but didn't manage to make away with the government because of the JMM Congress combined. So the BJP in this particular area, if you only consider the 43 seats that are up for grabs tomorrow, managed to get 13 seats. So let's also tell you about these region-wise breakdown of the seats that are up for grabs tomorrow. Let's begin with Kolan, because this is in South Jharkhand. It is essentially an India bloc stronghold. They'll be hoping to repeat that this time around. 12 seats up for grabs, 11 of them went to the India bloc. In Chota Nagpur, essentially this is usually broken down into North and South Chota Nagpur. Here too, if you look at the 20 seats, and this is the largest region of Jharkhand with the most seats up for grabs. Of 20 seats, the India bloc managed to get 11, the NDA 7, maximum of those with the BJP. And finally, the Palamu region, which is West Jharkhand. NDA had 6, the India bloc had 4. So it's largely these 3 regions that are polling tomorrow. So we'll have to see really how that plays out. Let me just quickly run you through the big seats to watch out for before I go across to our reporters on the ground. For the Sorens, this is a big battle. Champai Soren, let's begin with him. He's fighting from, of course, the scheduled tribe constituency. It's a reserved seat of Seraikela, where he's up against Ganesh Mahali. Now, this is an interesting battle. Champai Soren, of course, served as chief minister when Hemant Soren was behind bars. After that, in the last few months, in dramatic developments, has switched over to the BJP. And interestingly, up against him is Ganesh Mahali, who is now with the JMM, who was with the BJP previously. So that's an interesting battle to watch out for. Besides that, Babulal Soren, who is Champai Soren's son, he's also in a scheduled tribe reserved seat of Ghatshila. Now, Babulal Soren is making his debut, his electoral debut from Ghatshila. So he is the son of Champai Soren. We'll have to see whether he can create any impact. He's up against Ramdas Soren, a state minister, a strongman of this particular region. Now, besides that, some other seats, let me just run you through also Geeta Koda, who is with the BJP right now. Wife of Madhu Koda, she had only recently switched over to the BJP, the lone Congress MP from Jharkhand. And now she is with the BJP. She's up against Sona Ram Singko of the Congress, who's a sitting MLA. So these are just some of the seats to watch out for, which will be interesting in tomorrow's battle. And remember that your main seats like Ranchi, like Jamshedpur are all up for grabs too. I want to bring in Amit Bharatwaj, who's joining us live on this broadcast. He's been on ground for the last many weeks, getting us what people have to say, getting us the latest on the big political fight. Amit, all set for phase 1 of polling? Take us through really the big regions to watch out for in this battle.
Akshata, you know, this is very interesting phase for both the JMM and the Bharatiya Janata Party, but because if you look at the numbers, you know, the constituencies which are up for grabs it includes the BJP stronghold area of Ranchi, where you have 7 to 8 seats where the BJP traditionally has been making a clean sweep of sorts. But this also includes the area which had become the gateway for Jharkhand Mukti Morcha's victory in 2019 and BJP's landslide defeat, you know, because BJP was apparently calling in 2019 that they're going to make a history with 50-55 numbers of mandate. That did not happen. The BJP was curtailed to 25-26 seats in 2019. And that happened because the JMM was able to clean sweep the Kolhan belt from where the former Chief Minister Champai Soren hails. So the Jharkhand Mukti Morcha is hoping that this time around they'll be able to repeat the number that came in 2019. And why the hopes are coming from Maya Samman Yojana, the rupees 1,000 financial assistance that they have given to the women voters in Jharkhand, they are hoping that the Labharthis, the beneficiaries, will be converted into a vote bank for them. That's what the Jharkhand Mukti Morcha and the India Alliance is hoping for, or wishing for. And they used Kalpana Soren's space in order to galvanize the women voters on their side, at least of the Adivasis and the backward classes. And you see its influence and impact on the ground as well. But having said that, Champai Soren is on side of the Bharatiya Janata Party. He has gotten the organization of partial organization of Jharkhand Mukti Morcha to the BJP. The BJP itself has a strong organization module in Kolhan belt as well. So that is an interesting area as to what unfolds here. Jamshedpur, where I'm standing right now, Banna Gupta, the health minister of the state, belongs from here, Jamshedpur West, is fighting against Saryu Rai, a long time a former BJP Neta. Now he is fighting from a JDU ticket in alliance with the BJP. Jamshedpur East is again a seat from where Raghubar Das, the former chief minister of Jharkhand, and governor, right now the governor, is her daughter-in-law is contesting from this seat, and Dr. Ajoy Kumar is against her, the
Jamshedpur East and Jamshedpur West seats definitely wants to watch out for, besides the ones I refer to. Amit, I've run out of time, but I'm going to thank you for the moment. We'll, of course, be tracking all the latest with Amit tomorrow when voting starts at 7 a.m. in parts of Jharkhand. 43 seats up for grabs of the 81 in phase 1. But besides Jharkhand, all eyes will also be on the seat of Wayanad. The beautiful area, district of Wayanad in Kerala, is up for grabs. It's polling tomorrow in the biggest by-election right now. It's a headline-grabbing one because of Priyanka Gandhi Vadra, who was out there campaigning even yesterday with Rahul Gandhi. So let's just quickly round up for you what's at stake. Obviously, with this being the political electoral debut of Priyanka Gandhi Vadra, it's a critical one for her to prove her mettle, for her to start off with a bang. So it's not just a question of victory for her, it will also be a question, if she wins, of what kind of a margin she's managed to establish. Now, it's also a two-front war for the Congress, against the left, against the BJP, against the LDF and the BJP. Many would argue more so with the LDF at a time when the left and Congress are in alliance nationally. The left, the LDF, and I've been speaking to the candidate also, Satyan Bokheri, who's been fielded in Wayanad, constantly refer to Priyanka Gandhi as an outsider, saying, what does she know about the issues that we face? What does she know about the kind of problems that the people of Wayanad want to address? Now, the BJP essentially has put up a woman candidate in Navya Haridas. They're trying to go ahead and chip away at Congress's Kerala stronghold. So even if they don't really stand a 100% chance of managing to win in Wayanad, they want to create a dent for Priyanka Gandhi and thereby show their presence in Wayanad as well. But one of the biggest poll issues this time around is going to be about rehabilitation of the landslide victims. The landslide that rocked Wayanad just about 2 months ago has become the biggest poll issue. Every candidate has spoken about it. But when I was in Wayanad last week, I visited the very spot where these landslides occurred, in Mundakai and in Churalmala. The entire area has been completely ruined. And also, people there have no idea where they're going to go with their homes destroyed. Exactly 3 months ago to this day, I was standing right here, and most of my lives were happening from this very spot, because behind me you can see the rubble now. I remember coming here, standing here, it was full of course, slush, mud, stones. I couldn't walk beyond this point. So we actually had earth movers that were doing rescue operations. I had to use the earth mover to get over to the other side. This is what it takes for every single personnel involved to actually get to the other side of a river. Can you believe that where people are right now, this was a temple? Abhilash sir, here was a temple.
Full boy. Ambala Narnale, Mune, or Pare Ambalarno, other Woody and Natal Largun Kalashaka Chede, or Varshamumba, Ambala, Pudki Pandarno, Pudai Ambalan Nurmusana, Padin Chester, Robert on the Ambalam, Purnamari, Master.
There's a lamp there, if you can see it. So that's the only remnant of the temple, really, that they've kept behind to show that there was a sacred structure that was once there.
Telly Velan Narnata, Itrain Pocket Velandan, or 1.5 meter, outer road. In a worship Bullerci, Harmony epoch, Belchamondo, Belchaman Sametan, isn't a bigger than Manchester.
Cool road, Churalmala. പിന്നെ ഞങ്ങൾ ഫസ്റ്റ് പൊട്ടൽ കഴിഞ്ഞ് വീടിൻ്റെ പകുതിയിലും മുകളിലേക്ക് വെള്ളം കയറിയിരുന്നു. അപ്പോൾ ഇനിയൊന്നും ഉണ്ടാവില്ല, പൊട്ടൽ കഴിഞ്ഞു എന്ന് കരുതി ഞങ്ങൾ വീട്ടിൽ തന്നെ ഇരുന്നു. അവർ വീട്ടിൽ വന്നിട്ട് പറഞ്ഞു, ഇനി നിങ്ങൾ ഇവിടെ നിൽക്കണ്ട, ഇവിടെ സേഫ് അല്ല, നമുക്ക് ഇവിടെ നിന്ന് പോകാമെന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു. അങ്ങനെ വീട്ടിൽ നിന്ന് ഇറങ്ങി ഒരു 2 മിനിറ്റ് 3 മിനിറ്റിൻ്റെ ഗ്യാപ്പിലാണ് അടുത്ത പൊട്ടൽ വരുന്നത്. നല്ല മഴ. നേരം വെളുക്കുന്നവരെ ഞങ്ങൾ അതിൻ്റെ മുകളിൽ നിന്നിരുന്നു, ആ മലയ്ക്ക് മുകളിൽ നിന്നിരുന്നു. നേരം ലേശം വെളുത്തപ്പോഴാണ് ഞങ്ങൾ മനസ്സിലാക്കുന്നത് ഇത്രമാത്രം വലിയൊരു ഭീകരയാണ് ഇവിടെ. 1 കിലോമീറ്റർ ഇല്ല, ഒരു 500 മീറ്ററിന്റെ അടുത്ത് വിട്ടിട്ടാണ് എന്റെ വീടുള്ളത്. അത്രയും മുകളിലേക്ക് വെള്ളം കയറുന്ന ഞാൻ കരുതിയിരുന്നില്ല, ആരും കരുതിയിട്ടില്ല. പക്ഷെ
ഇത് കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് നിങ്ങൾ പോയോ അവിടെ? വീടുണ്ടോ അവിടെ?
ഇല്ല, വീടില്ല. എനിക്കൊരു ബൈക്ക് ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു, അത് പോയി. പിന്നെ ചൂരൽമല ടൗണിൽ ഒരു ചെറിയ കട ഉണ്ട്, അത് പോയി.
Behind me is the entire stretch of the river there flowing through. You can see the rocks that is brought along as a result of the landslide.
ഞങ്ങൾ കൂക്കി വിളിച്ച് കരയുക, കാറ്റ് ഭയങ്കരമായിട്ട് അടിക്കുക. അതായത് നമ്മൾ പറന്നു പോകും. ആ പറന്നു പോണ സമയത്ത് ഞങ്ങൾ എല്ലാവരും കൂടി ഇരുന്നു അവിടെ. പെട്ടെന്ന് നേരം വെളുത്തപ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ കാണുന്നത് എന്താ പറയാ, മരുഭൂമി പോലെയാണ് നമ്മൾ കാണുന്നത്. മുന്നിൽ ഒരു ഞങ്ങളെ മുണ്ടക്കായി എന്ന് പറയുന്ന സ്ഥലം ഇല്ല.
സ്ഥലം കിട്ടെങ്കിൽ നിങ്ങൾ ഇവിടെ കുടുംബത്തോട് വരണം?
ഇല്ല. ഇതിന്റെ 4 സൈഡും മല തന്നെയാണ്. ഇനി ഇവിടെ പൊട്ടില്ല എന്ന് നമുക്ക് യാതൊരു ഗ്യാരണ്ടിയും ഇല്ല.
ഈ മലനെ നമുക്ക് ഒരിക്കലും വിശ്വസിക്കാൻ പറ്റില്ല. ഇനി വിശ്വസിക്കാൻ പറ്റില്ല. ഞങ്ങളെല്ലാവരും മണ്ണിന്റെ അടി. ഇനി എന്തായാലും ഇവിടെ താമസിക്കില്ല, ആരും ഇവിടെ വരില്ല, ഈ നാട്ടിൽ വരില്ല.
വാർണിംഗ് ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നോ? ഇല്ലേ?
വാർണിങ്ങിന് വേണ്ടി ആളുകള് ഫയർഫോഴ്സ് ഒന്നും മറ്റിടത്തുനിന്നൊക്കെ വന്നു എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് നമുക്ക് കൃത്യമായിട്ട് അറിയില്ല. പക്ഷെ വന്ന ആളുകൾ ആ പ്രദേശത്തുള്ള ചില ശക്തികൾ, അതായത് റിസോർട്ട് മാഫിയകൾ, അവർ തിരിച്ചു വിട്ടു എന്നും പറയുന്നത് എന്റെ ഒരു അറിവിൽ ഇപ്പോൾ ആ വാദം ശക്തമായി വരുന്നു.
അങ്ങനെ തിരിച്ചു വിട്ടില്ലെങ്കിൽ ഈ പറയുന്ന എല്ലാ 100-400 ആളുകളെയും നമുക്ക് ജീവനോടെ രക്ഷിക്കാൻ പറ്റുമായിരുന്നു. ഞങ്ങളുടെ കുടുംബത്തിലെ കുറെ നമ്മളെ കൂട്ടുകാരന്മാരെല്ലാവരും പോയി. അതുകൊണ്ട് 47 ബോഡി ഇനി കിട്ടാനുണ്ട്.
The tragedy of what we're seeing right now is that I still don't know if where we're standing there are bodies that have been washed away, because they haven't found everyone yet.
47 പേരെ ബോഡി കിട്ടാനുണ്ട്. DNA ടെസ്റ്റിന്റെ റിപ്പോർട്ട് പോലും കിട്ടിയിട്ടില്ല, ഇതുവരെയായിട്ട് കിട്ടിയിട്ടില്ല.
Authorities essentially gave up after a point because of the scale of the tragedy that we witnessed. നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ഏതോ ഒരു മെസ്സേജ് ഉണ്ടോ പ്രിയങ്ക ഗാന്ധി ഇല്ല സത്യൻ മുഖേരിക്ക്, നവ്യ ഹരിദാസ് കാൻഡിഡേറ്റ്സ്ക്ക് ഏതോ ഒരു മെസ്സേജ് ഉണ്ടോ? നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ഹെൽപ്പ്?
നമ്മളെപ്പോലുള്ളവർക്ക് അതാണ് വലിയൊരു ആശങ്ക. കാരണം 3 മാസം കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ടും ഇപ്പോൾ ഒരു ഇലക്ഷൻ, ഗവൺമെന്റിന് ഇത് കഴിയുമ്പോൾ വേറെ എന്തെങ്കിലും പ്രശ്നം വരും. നമ്മളെപ്പോലെ 10,000 പേരുണ്ട്, ഒന്നുമില്ലാതെ വട്ടപൂജയായിട്ട് നിൽക്കുന്ന, വീടില്ല. ആരും ഇതിനൊക്കെ പ്രതികരിക്കുന്നില്ല എന്ന് കരുതിയിട്ട് ഗവൺമെന്റ് ആയാലും ആരായാലും മിണ്ടാതിരിക്കരുത്. ഞങ്ങളെപ്പോലുള്ളവർക്ക് എന്തെങ്കിലും ഒരു ഹെൽപ്പ് ചെയ്തിട്ട് എത്രയും പെട്ടെന്ന് ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് പുനരധിവാസമാണ് ഏറ്റവും വലിയൊരിത്.
The irony of it all. It starts raining as I walk back to Churalmala from Mundakai. And you know what's a bigger irony that I notice? The houses on the banks, they're completely broken down. They're completely untouched in the last 3 months since the landslide. But the posters, though, are an addition.
Hello and welcome to this India Today special. I'm Akshita Nandagopal, and joining me is Mr. K.T. Rama Rao, former minister and BRS working president. Namaskaram, KTR Garu.
Thank you, Akshita.
Nice to have you here in Delhi. But what brings you to Delhi? For the last many weeks, I've been seeing, of course, the allegations you've been putting forth of irregularities in the Amrit Scam tender. So can you take us through that particular allegation?
See, the man in the highest position in India today is the Prime Minister of India. And he's been talking repeatedly about how Telangana has become an ATM for the Congress party. And I've even heard him saying that, the RR tax collection in Telangana has, exceeded, outdone RRR collections in Telangana and elsewhere in the country. All I'm doing in Delhi today is basically substantiating the Honorable Prime Minister's allegations by way of facts, by way of evidence, and I'm hoping that Prime Minister and his party and his government here in Delhi will not confine themselves to lip service, but will also act on these allegations and will launch inquiries into this. Because the primary reason why I'm here this time is to highlight the irregularities that have happened in Amrit tenders that have been conducted by Telangana government in February 2024. The issue came to the fore after March 13th in 2024 only because Indian Hume Pipe Company, which is a large listed company, has written a letter to NSE and BSE stating that they won a bid in Telangana government in Amrit tenders and they've aligned with a company called Shodha Constructions. But the highlight is this: a large listed company which has won 1100 crore work writes to NSE and BSE that they will only execute 20% of the work, whereas 80% of the work would be executed by this unknown entity, which incidentally belongs to the Chief Minister's brother-in-law. Neither this company has any financial abilities, nor do they have technical capabilities. Just by virtue of proximity to the Chief Minister, by relationship, this company has won a bid, and that's the question we are asking. Rahul Gandhi talks about crony capitalism. Rahul Gandhi talks about abuse of positions, when in the context of Adani. What is the Congress party doing in Telangana, which is exactly the same?
You've raised this before, and they've also sued you in response. You had Revanth Reddy's brother-in-law actually taking legal action against you.
Which is fine. Let him prove that my charges are wrong.
By the allegations.
Absolutely.
They're saying it's completely false.
That's what I'm saying. Let him prove that I'm wrong because, I am submitting the entire information. This company's financials, which is like net profit of 2.2 crores last financial year. How can this company execute a work of 1100 crores? If somebody can explain this to me. And how come, the goodness of the heart of the large-heartedness of Indian Hume Pipe Company, which is a much larger company, and probably at least 2,000 times large, compared to Shodha, is only executing 20% and 80% is being given to Chief Minister's brother-in-law's company. Can somebody answer this logically to me? So
you sought that the central government also step in here.
Absolutely.
Which is why you met with also Mr. Khattar.
This is the central government's money. Amrit scheme is the central government's money. Urban Development Departments, is the parent department. So therefore, I met Mr. Khattar. I said, this is your department.
But you've reached out to them before. And
no, I've written to them before. I've written to them before, and I'm under the impression that they may have been busy in Haryana election because Mr. Khattar is from Haryana. Maybe he didn't see it. So therefore, I've landed here, physically met with him, explained it to him. Now I'm hoping that there will be... See, Modi ji also can't just be doing lip service. He can't just be saying, Telangana has become an ATM. When I, as an opposition leader, am in Delhi, coming all the way from Hyderabad, and substantiating Modi ji's allegations, not mine, but Modi ji's allegations that Congress is indulging in rampant corruption, the union government should not have a problem in launching an inquiry.
So you think it's true that money from Telangana, from Karnataka, where the Congress is in power, is used to fund election campaigns in a Maharashtra and a Jharkhand?
Trust me when I say this, today, the golden goose for Rahul Gandhi is Revanth Reddy, in the entire country. Earlier it used to be DK Shivkumar, now it is only Revanth Reddy. That's the fact.
But how do you say it's a fact?
It is a fact because we know what kind of money is flowing into Haryana, what kind of money is flowing into Maharashtra. Unfortunately, the agencies seem very woefully, silent and woefully ignorant. But since we are the principal opposition, since we know what Revanth is up to, because, it's our backyard. So we know exactly what Revanth is doing, who he's been fleecing, who he's been blackmailing, who he's been, cajoling and threatening.
In such a case, why do you think that the BJP hasn't been acting or the central government hasn't been acting? We know, of course, that the BJP and the Congress are political rivals in every single state. Are you saying it's different in Telangana?
एक अजब प्रेम की गजब कहानी तेलंगाना में आज आपको देखने को मिलेगी. अगर आप तेलंगाना आएंगे, ग्राउंड पे इंक्वायरी करेंगे, आपको ताजुब होगा, आपको आश्चर्य होगा, क्योंकि इतना बड़ा इंटरेस्टिंग सिचुएशन शायद आपने कहीं देखा ना हो. क्योंकि 5 हफ्ते पहले तेलंगाना रेवेन्यू मिनिस्टर जो है, इज अ फिल्थी रिच मिनिस्टर, उसके घर पे छापा मारती है एनफोर्समेंट डायरेक्टरेट. मीडिया में ब्रेकिंग न्यूज आता है कि उनके घर में काउंटिंग मशीन एक नहीं बल्कि 2 ले जा रहे, क्योंकि इतना सारा पैसा बरामद हुआ. 5 हफ्ते हो गए, आज तक 5 वर्ड तक ईडी के मुंह से नहीं निकलता कि क्या हुआ, क्या मिला, क्या नहीं मिला, केस क्या हुआ. ना रेवेन्यू मिनिस्टर बोलते हैं. तो क्या हो रहा है? अदानी जी आते हैं 1 हफ्ते के बाद तेलंगाना, एक सीक्रेट मीटिंग होती है जिसका हम खुलासा करते हैं ट्विटर पे, आज तक कोई डिनाई नहीं करता. एक सीक्रेट मीटिंग आईटीसी कोहिनूर में होती है. फिर आज आपको, दिस इज वन इंस्टेंस. सेकंड इंस्टेंस इज स्ट्रेंजली वाल्मीकि स्कैम हैपेंस इन कर्नाटका. पैसा वहां पे ईडी चार्ज करती है, पैसा कर्नाटक से निकल के तेलंगाना पहुंचता है 45 करोड़, और 45 करोड़ यहां पे इस्तेमाल होता है लोकल पार्लियामेंट इलेक्शन में. पर आज तक तेलंगाना में किसी का अरेस्ट नहीं, किसी पे केस नहीं, कोई इंक्वायरी नहीं। तीसरी आरोप, अमृत स्कैम हुआ फरवरी में, हमने इनको चिट्ठी लिखा 2 महीने पहले, आज तक एटलीस्ट नॉट इवन ए डिपार्टमेंटल इंक्वायरी। ये सब देखने के बाद लगता है कि प्राइम मिनिस्टर जो कहते हैं कि तेलंगाना एटीएम बन गया, आरआर टैक्स वसूली होता है, ये सब एक कहते तो हैं, बट अल्टीमेटली जब बात आती है कार्रवाई की, जांच करने की, प्रोब करने की, somehow they seem very reluctant. Maybe it is in their mind कि या तो बीजेपी रहे या कांग्रेस रहे, तीसरा जो फोर्स है बीआरएस, इसको खत्म किया जाए दोनों मिलकर, फिर बाद में आपसी में लड़ लें।
So you're saying there's an understanding between BJP and Congress 100%. Only in Telangana?
No. Across the country they want to decimate. See, if you look at what is happening across the country as well, the way Congress dealt with allies like SP and BSP in Haryana. Why did Congress lose in Haryana?
Intentionally lost.
Absolutely. In fact, it is the desire of Congress party and BJP to basically rule the roost. या तो बीजेपी रहे या कांग्रेस रहे, कोई तीसरा शक्ति, चाहे वो टीएमसी हो, बीएसपी हो, एसपी हो, बीआरएस हो, ना रहे, डीएमके हो, उनके मन में whatever they exhibit.
The DMK is in power, Mamata Banerjee is in power, they're all part of an India bloc with the Congress.
That is despite the Congress's interest. That's what I'm saying. Today, that's my exact point. The Congress and BJP are such arrogant entities, they do not wish to acknowledge or respect any other political party in India. You tell me. One nation, one election. Why? Who's asking for it? Who's demanding it? Is it not to decimate the regional parties of this country? Why are we talking about one nation, one election? जब आप हरियाणा का इलेक्शन, महाराष्ट्र का इलेक्शन और दिल्ली का इलेक्शन एक साथ नहीं कर पाते हो, नहीं कर सकते हो, आप पूरे हिंदुस्तान की इलेक्शन एक बार करने की बात कैसे करोगे? क्यों करोगे?
So the comment you made, and that's something that Revanth Reddy has also said, that there's no need for regional parties anymore.
That's exactly what I'm saying. That is Congress's viewpoint. That is BJP's viewpoint. He's echoing BJP's viewpoint. Therefore, what brings them together is this desire to annihilate, desire to decimate all the regional forces in the country and keep it between them. या तो आप रहो या हम रहेंगे, ये तीसरा या चौथा जो पार्टी है इसको ना रहने देंगे. ये दोनों की एक मिली जुली एक एजेंडा है.
You mentioned Adani and you spoke of a secret meeting that happened we've seen, of course, a lot of talk about Adani and the Congress's criticism and yet joining hands with them in Telangana. Revanth Reddy says what's wrong? He said that, if Modi is helping Adani, it's good, they're coming to Telangana.
I think you should ask this question of Rahul Gandhi, who keeps talking every single day about Adani and corruption. What does Rahul say? Rahul says Adani is fraud. Revanth says Adani is a friend. Rahul says Gujarat model is bekar. Revanth says Gujarat model is बेहतरीन. Rahul says, चौकीदार चोर है. रेवंत कहते हैं कि चौकीदार बड़े भाई हैं. तो उन दोनों को पहले बैठ के अपना एक रवैया चूज करना चाहिए, क्योंकि अदानी फ्रॉड है या फ्रेंड है पहले कांग्रेस पार्टी तय कर ले. क्योंकि अगर अदानी फ्रॉड है तो आपके चीफ मिनिस्टर क्यों उनके गले मिल रहे हैं, उनके साथ एमओयू कर रहे हैं, उनका चेक ले रहे हैं, उनका पैसा ले रहे हैं. अगर अदानी फ्रेंड है तो राहुल को बोलना बंद करना चाहिए कि ये करप्शन है, ये है, वो है, फलाना है, ठिकाना है, क्रोनी कैपिटलिज्म है. पहले कांग्रेस को तय करना चाहिए. आपके 3 राज्य सरकार है पूरे हिंदुस्तान में. अगर आप 3 राज्य सरकारों में सहमति नहीं ला सकते हो कोई एक अहम इश्यू पे, अदानी जैसे इश्यू पे, तो पूरे हिंदुस्तान में आप कहां से यूनिटी लाओगे, भारत को कैसे जोड़ोगे?
So on the issue of Adani, what's the BRS stand? He brings in investments. Are you on Revanth's side or are you on Rahul's side?
No, we are on the side of the people. We will oppose any investment which is not in the interest of the people of Telangana. Today, Adani is launching a cement factory in Ramannapet, in Nalgonda district. The entire village is up in arms. They are opposing it. But Revanth got a check of 100 crores, so he wants that factory to happen right there. No, Adani ji comes into Telangana and he wants to hobnob with the ministers like Revenue Minister, and he hushes up ED inquiry. And then subsequently we are hearing that he's going to take over IVRCL. We are also hearing that he's going to get about 84 acres of prime land in Hyderabad. So all of these, in terms of abuse of positions and, creation of wealth, and more importantly, centralization of wealth and eventually distributing that wealth to buy votes, buy MLAs and, destabilize governments and, destroy regional parties, is definitely not in the interest of this country. So we'll certainly oppose, this kind of crony capitalism which leads to, a lot of negative consequences for the nation at large.
When you've come down to Delhi, you had reactions coming in from the Telangana government saying this is tit for tat action. that you're scared of the Formula E case and what's been happening, the developments on that front, so you've come to Delhi.
What is the Formula E case? See, I brought this international prestigious event to India. I really had to work hard to bring this event, and we signed an agreement for 4 years. First year it was a super hit, 31,000 people attended. According to Nelson, the city had almost $82 million of economic benefit, and hardly we spent about 40-45 crores. Economic benefit is to the tune of $82 million, which is approximately 700 crores. So where is the scam? Second year, we had to pay the advance because the promoter had backed out, the sponsor had backed out. So I told my secretary to, foot the bill and let's send about 50 crores which had to be paid, and eventually we'll find a promoter. I was under the impression that we'll come back and we'll, execute the event in a beautiful fashion with all the learnings from the first year. They talk about corruption. Let me ask them, where is the corruption? यहाँ से पैसा हमने भेजा, हाँ मैंने खुद फैसला लिया as a minister. If somebody has to be accused, if somebody has to be held responsible, it is me. I brought the event. I paid the money to the event organizer. And had you conducted the event, Hyderabad would have received another $90 million of economic benefit. Your stupid Congress government has cancelled the event, which is of international repute. In fact, we lost face. We got international fame through this event, and you brought international shame. Congress has brought international shame to our doorstep. So my point is, if there is corruption, please probe it. Who's stopping you?
So you've explained that the intent was right. That you're saying
not the intent, the procedure is right.
Corruption.
There is no corruption. Let them do any probe. I'm welcoming it. I'm here in Delhi. I'm going back to Hyderabad.
You're headed back to Hyderabad, yes, right? Because they seem to suggest that you're based here while the case is moving forward.
Absolutely not. See, I'm in India. I'm an Indian. I can move about anywhere in India as far as I know. Last time I checked, I think I don't need a passport or approval of Revant Reddy to move about in India. I'll see. अगर रेवंत रेड्डी 26 बार आके दिल्ली 11 महीने में आ सकते हैं, मुझे कम से कम 2-3 बार तो आना चाहिए ना. 26 बार आए यहाँ पे, 26 पैसा तक लाए क्या आप यूनियन गवर्नमेंट से? तो मैं क्या कह रहा हूँ, आप दिल्ली के गुलाम आप हो, हम किसी के गुलाम नहीं है. हम तेलंगाना के जनता के हित में काम करेंगे. जब जरूरत पड़ा तो बीजेपी के साथ लड़ेंगे, आपके साथ लड़ेंगे, हर किसी के साथ लड़ेंगे जनता के हित में.
Do you think that you will be arrested soon? Because you're saying that, there's no corruption here. You're suggesting it's political.
We live in a very funny country, Kasab, who, was he's a terrorist who openly killed people, could be only hung 4 years later. Revant Reddy, who was caught with a bag of 50 lakh rupees, is still outside and he's the chief minister. So we do live in a funny country and funny things happen. So my point is, they want to arrest me, welcome. Arrest karo, probe karo, prove karo. कन्विट करने की कोशिश करो. मैंने कोई गलती किया ही नहीं तो किस बात का डर.
Speaking of, what Formula E and the entire case, you did mention that you brought that to Hyderabad. Yes. We've seen, of course, the development of Hyderabad. What do you make of what the current regime is doing as far as the city's development and progress goes? Because you're considered to be something of a visionary for it.
Well, this government has been nothing short of a disaster because, the revenues are down, IT companies are moving away. A company called Keynes, which we brought with great deal of difficulty, a semiconductor company from Mysore to Hyderabad, has moved away to Gujarat. Corning, another large Gorilla Glass plant, which again we brought from, with again a great deal of difficulty in the US, has now moved away from Telangana. Not just these two. Foxconn has stopped its expansion plans. The plan was to have 1 lakh employment in Telangana alone, which again is a marquee investment, which was the biggest investment we've been able to attract in our tenure. So all these things, and the revenues are dipping, and it's a negative government which is hell-bent on destroying people's homes in a project called, under the guise of Musi beautification, they want to destroy people's homes. Without a DPR, without a detailed project report, Revant Reddy government is hell-bent on spending 1,50,000 crores of rupees and destroying more than 16,000 homes. This kind of negativity, this kind of negative politics, I have not seen in my political career. And more importantly, Akshita, the Congress Party's premise, the Congress Party's promise of, when they came into power was 6 guarantees and 420 other promises they made. Not even half a guarantee has been implemented.
They're saying farm loan waiver has been taken care of, and that's something that they're saying in Maharashtra.
I request India today to please launch, please send your cameras, please send your reporters. Don't even send it to my constituency, send it to Revant Reddy's constituency. मुझे एक गांव में अगर वहां के गांव वाले बताएंगे, आपको बताएंगे, मुझे नहीं, कि 100% लोन वेवर हो गया, तो मैं इस्तीफा देके आपको इंडिया टुडे को इस्तीफा देके चला जाऊंगा मैं.
So you're saying they're lying?
Congress Party, come on, they've been lying for the last 75 years, and they're professionals. They're professionals at hoodwinking people, and they've successfully cheated people every so often, and they continue to do it now also.
What's your view on the caste survey? That's something that, again, they've initiated. They're saying that Telangana is going to lead the way for other states as well.
What's funny is this party, Congress, which has done 6 censuses in India, suddenly has realized that caste census is important. Now, caste census is no panacea unless there is a stated outcome and stated objective. Now, if the objective is to provide 42% reservation in local bodies as they had promised, then we will welcome it. But if the objective is to gain some electoral dividends in Maharashtra and Jharkhand, then we'll certainly oppose it, because the kind of questions that are being asked, about 75 questions are being asked. All you want to do is ascertain social status and probably the caste, right? But why are you asking 75 questions? आपके घर में fridge है, आपके घर में AC है, आपके घर में political affiliation क्या है? ये सब से क्या मतलब है? And you're using private enumerators. The way I think and the way Telangana is reacting today, I find it very funny, because आप क्यों कर रहे हो ये सवाल? लोगों को तो ये लग रहा है, जनता को तो ये लग रहा है कि ये सारे सवाल इनका जवाब लेके फिर आपको इनको सबको वेलफेयर स्कीम्स में से हटा देंगे, काटने की कोशिश कर रहे हो. राहुल गांधी को ये बताना होगा हिंदुस्तान को कि कास्ट सेंसस से क्या हासिल करना चाहते हो, ये बता दो. अगर आप if you want to increase participation of OBCs in local bodies or even in legislative houses, you can do it right away. Without any census, Congress party can take a decision, evolve consensus and do it.
But there's no real numbers.
That's exactly what I'm saying. So please do it, but state the objective. Census कब खत्म होगा, इसके बाद क्या करोगे? Because there is a 50% bar on reservations in India. Supreme Court has put that embargo. How is Congress going to overcome that? Can Rahul Gandhi explain to all of us?
So they are promising Maharashtra.
That's exactly what I'm saying. They can't do it. They're fooling people again and again and again. They've been doing this, and they're now professionals who've been doing this for the last 75 years. They continue to do it again.
In Maharashtra, and I know overall the BRS hasn't really joined the NDA or the India bloc, but in Maharashtra, with the current politics that's playing out between the Mahayuti and the Mahavikas Aghadi, through this interview, you've been critical of both the BJP and the Congress. So what is really the BRS's standing in Maharashtra? There was a lot of talk about, BRS actually entering Maharashtra.
We did have a lot of plans. In fact, we had many grand plans. Unfortunately, after the debacle in our third term in Telangana, we had to revise those plans and step back. And I don't think retreating and taking a step back doesn't mean going back. So therefore, what I would say is clearly, the two national parties have been a huge letdown, both Congress and BJP. We would like to believe that the regional parties have a lot more to offer in Maharashtra. So I appeal to the people of Maharashtra: choose your regional party, of your choice, be it Shiv Sena, NCP, whichever.
They're part of the allies, though.
That's what I'm saying. But vote for them and not the national parties, because there are a lot of rebels, by the way. So therefore, what I'm saying is, I think it's in the interest of the people to actually, have more regional parties participate, because they're more closer to aspirations of people.
All right. My final question to you, and I want to just go back, revisit to what you mentioned of Hyderabad. With the neighbouring state of Andhra Pradesh and all of the talk of the development of Amravati with the backing of the central government, do you see that posing a challenge to Hyderabad, especially because, all along it's been Hyderabad versus Bengaluru to a great extent?
See, I think India should not, Indian cities and Indian states should stop worrying about competing with each other. Ultimately, we are one country. I wish, Amravati, Andhra Pradesh also prospers. I wish Telangana prospers more, because it's my state. And I do believe that we are not competing with each other at all. In fact, we are very different, Andhra and Telangana, and even Karnataka and Telangana are also very different. We can complement each other very strongly, in fact, if anything, because Telangana is a landlocked state. We can complement efforts with Andhra and gain access to their coastal line and improve our manufacturing sector. Likewise, I think Amravati is a fledgling city. Hope it becomes what it aspires to. But at the end of the day, I think we have to realize cities are not created. Cities are not just created by way of creation of some infrastructure. They evolve. Hyderabad is what it is today after 440 years. I think Delhi is what it is today after hundreds of years. So therefore, I'd say cities are not created. Infrastructure can be created. Amravati, I wish them the best for all their dreams and aspirations. We can complement, we grow together. And I hope both Telugu states rock the entire country.
All right. On that note, KTR Garu, thank you very much for joining us here on India Today. It's been a pleasure. Thank you.